Welcome, race fans, and welcome to the Neverlastracing Round 7 of our championship, our esports championship. Currently, as you can see on screen, led by Relentless on 228, XL on 173, and NLR on 146. The top 3 placings will receive prizes at the end of this championship. And as I say, we're heading into the Styrian Mountains for the Austrian Grand Prix at the Red Bull Ring. Maybe it's the Styrian Grand Prix, but comme ci, comme ça. Elite Racing Team hot on the heels of NLR, who took 3rd place in the last race. And then obviously you can see the rest of the standings there. Big surprise to see IRT right at the bottom at the moment, but they'll be looking for a good showing nonetheless today. Tell me when you join us who you're here for. Hi to the boss Harley, hi to Jordan. If you're here for which team or which driver, or if you're neutral and if you find a new team to follow as a result of today's race. My name is Webbo. I've been the commentator for the whole championship to this point and hopefully for the rest of it too. But I haven't also had a weather forecast just yet. Obviously the weather is notoriously fickle in the mountains, and hopefully we'll have ourselves a good race. It's Q1 right now, 3-part qualifying, full qualifying of course, with points for the top 10 as they qualify in Q3, and then of course we will have a 50% race to follow up as well. Do let me know if you spot anything on screen that that I haven't mentioned. I'm only one man with 2 eyes, so yeah, let me know what you like, what you see. Otherwise, well, let's get onto the track. It looks like our McLaren driver for XL has headed out there. Who is it? I think it might be Killer Blue. Is the first one out on track. So let's get watching him and see what we've got in store for us today. Looks like dry conditions for now, at very least. Very short circuit, very short track, and hopefully we'll be underway very soon with the first flying lap. Of course, you can expect a lot of overtaking here, a lot of slipstreaming, and that should be fantastic when you see the high quality drivers that are representing the teams today. Thanks to Harley for a little sound check there. I'm going to turn my mic up. I think that's what he meant. Whether he meant he wants the game sound up as well. Let's boost that a little bit as well. Attacking the lap then, Killer Blue for the first time lap. Javi getting out of the way for ADRT, which is nice to see. Fully dry in all sessions, says Brent. Brilliant. Thank you for that. Good to hear. Should be a nice, fair fight then. So Killer Blue just exploring the grip on these medium tyres, and yeah, exploring it perhaps a little bit too a little bit too keen on the throttle, but just warming the tyres. So we won't do a blow-by-blow on this particular lap. I think perhaps it was the Mercedes Relentless driver Nathan who was out there just behind this driver. So let's go down to Nathan and see. Oh, he's invalidated, unfortunately. So Killer Blue will be the first one to cross the line on a 104.748, but potentially got an issue with that one. I'm saying I need to turn his sound up. So there you go. Thanks for that, chap. But yeah, let's see. So Carwin on a lap then for Evora. As you can see on the bottom of the screen, we've got a little team guide for you, so that you can quickly deduce which team is which, because we're racing in the F1 colour schemes, of course. 44.558, the sector 2 time for Carwin. believe Carwin's a relative newcomer to the Evora team, so I've been hoping to impress on this time, and it's a 104.103. Very neatly done. Jackson in for ARC in second place. What's Gary up to? Gary's on medium tyres, so those first 2 times were on softs, and you can see again the medium tyre runner just struggling out of the corners on this first lap in anger. Really, Nathan taking a customary position, should we say, for Relentless, right at the front of the grid, a 103.734. Of course, this session is all about just getting through it and not being one of the 5 slowest cars. Times count for nothing other than that, and maybe a little bit of tyre usage out of your allocation. Gary then goes a 104.330, very, very close between him and Jackson. And Gary for XL team, who were second in the championship going into the previous race and have lost a lot of ground. Good to see Stephen checking in, Cav, Jacob, everybody, and Dexter of course as well, here for ERT, here to watch the race, and we hope we can help you through that terribly dark period of the year where we get no F1 at all on track. 103.789 for Robbie there for IRT. That's a little bit more like it for the IRT team, so Robbie straight in there with a good competitive time. Let's see what Florian is up to then. Florian for CPI, not watched the CPI car yet, but unfortunately Florian has invalidated this one, so hoping to get himself underway shortly. I think Samba about to start a lap, as is Liam. So let's join Samba for ERT. ERT currently 4th in the championship, just behind our hosts NLR. And Lesty's here to watch as well. Hi Lesty. Axelino, who are you here to cheer on? Are you an ADRT or another driver? And hi to Funky Chicken. It just got funky or chickeny in here. Samba then. Just closing out sector 2. 6, 7, very similar. 7 slightly tighter than turn 6. Throws the car into these final 2 turns then. And that looks a little wide, but he's just about feathered the throttle sufficiently, and it still gets a 103. It's a 103.858 with some time to gain in that final turn. Liam with a 4th place, 104.0. Very, very tight here with our, I would say elite racers, but that would only be 2 of them. But yes, very high quality driving going on so far. So Axelino, former NLR, but no love lost, and he's still here to cheer them on. Good to hear. Jeroen then, P4 on a 103.891. As I say, the top 4 separated by just over a 1/10 of a second, 1/10 and a half maybe. What about Boomye? Boomye has invalidated this one, unfortunately, and Javi likewise. But Thomas for ERT on the Red Bull team, on track right now. Yeah, and as the boss says, please make sure that you like the video at some point today. Let's get our likes equal to our live audience, at least, please, because it really helps our metrics and helps us to get noticed. It's a very small way in which you can say thank you to everybody involved. A 103.975, another 103 time. Now we've got 7 of them, with Thomas just scraping in there on a 0.975. So the bottom 5 drivers currently: Florian, Brent, Phillips, Mr. BT and Black Mamba. Let's head down and see if they're able to put their times together. Perhaps not Mr. Phillips, and Mr. BT is coming in as well, having not registered a time. Phillips is going slowly. What about Florian though? Florian needs to get a time in. We've had half of our qualifying session and 5 of our drivers have yet to set a good time. Of course, I didn't connect that Axelinho is NLR Axel, who I have commentated on a number of times. Sorry about that, Axel. I suppose I probably should have figured that one out. Florian, another invalidation, just really pushing too hard on the first corner. Do let us know in the chat, where are you joining us from? Where are you? Which country are you watching from today? I'd love to know how far and wide we are broadcasting. Florian still yet to put that time in. Kart racer for NLR is got a 103.772, so close to the lead. The top 4 drivers, perhaps the top 5 drivers, really within a half a tenth of the lead time so far. Nathan's out there again, but he's invalidated this one. Should we have a watch of Nathan? Should probably watch Black Mamba actually, because he's on the bubble. Ivan's here. Hi, Ivan. Nathan's quicker, 1/10 so far, and that would get him clearing away the fastest time if he can keep it running. But lots of drivers out there running laps, and I wonder if the fastest 10 will, how many of them will allow the bottom 5 to catch up and give them a free track at the end of the session. No mercy, maybe some sportsmanship, who knows. Nathan with a slight extra gain, just an extra 100th to make it 11 hundredths of a second faster on this time. Very close to the edge and just too much apex, and that's the time gone. Looks like Black Mamba's managed to put in a time. What about Brent? How far up the order can he go with his first time? It's a P9 there for DTR. So nice one for Brent. So just Phillips and Mr. BT yet to set a time. I don't know if Nathan will go around again and do another lap. Killer Blues on a time at the moment. Looking a bit, is it slower? It is slower, this one. Mark joins us from Norwich. Very nice. Home of the Brundles, of course, Norwich. Carwin is going slightly quicker than he's been before. Currently P12 for Evora. Evora represented by X-Gamer and Carwin today. I think it represents their first appearance in this championship. Bear with me, I'm afraid. I do a number of races each week and a lot of the drivers overlap. Carwin just still seemingly getting the tyres in and coming into the pit. So the bottom view then, Phillips is on a lap, but he's invalidated. Mr. BT currently keeping the lap alive right now. Just need a nice safe banker lap in here. Oh, hey to FedEx as well. Excellent graphic artist, if you, as well of course as Cav, who did the thumbnail for today. But yeah, FedEx, another driver. He's a PC driver, but he also makes excellent graphics, some of which you can see on my socials. FedEx, I'm doing good, thank you. All the better for being here racing and having friends along for the ride with us. Mr. BT again, very very close, but he invalidates that lap. Phillips is going slowly after turn 1 yet again. Javi no faster on this one. What about Boompier? Another invalidation. Jackson with that early pace, and that's how to not do the final corner. Unfortunately, Jackson out, and we'll be hoping nobody below him goes any quicker. The mechanics will repair that, believe it or not, for the next session. But yeah, that was not ideal. He will not be able to defend that current time. I'm going to go with Javi because I'm envisaging for ADRT. It's a Spanish pronunciation for this driver in the AlphaTauri. I've looked far from ideal, but not particularly slow. So Javi then heading to the line. How does this one look? It's a 104.359. He went faster, but he just didn't pip Jackson. And Jackson will breathe slightly easier as a result of that one. Boomye is all over the track at the moment, track limits. So we'll join Robbie, who starts his next attack lap. He's got a car up ahead who'll be hoping for a little tow from. Less defrustrated that his driver, Mr. BT, would have had a 3.9 there, he thinks. IRT really needing a good result at this stage of the championship, and Robbie hoping to get in a good rhythm in preparation for the next two qualifying sessions. Robbie currently going quicker. He's already got a 103.7, so how close can he knock on the door to a 103.6? Nathan, still your fastest time. We saw some of that earlier, but Robbie just slightly overdid it. And we got outlaps from the bottom group of drivers and 3 others. And apart from that, I don't think anybody else is actually on it right now. Is that Javi about to start his next one? Yes. So we'll stay with him as long as he's positive. Thanks to Harley for dropping my social link in there. Some stuff. Make sure you subscribe to the channel today, like the video, and do share the race with your friends and teammates. Javi going quicker. It's a Haas up the road, but I don't think it's going to bother him too much. 2 attempts to find the apex, but he gets through, and Javi then on the cusp of a 104. That should be safe, a 103.931, and we'll see if Mr. BT and Phillips can improve. Phillips, I don't think that's a big improvement. Let's see what Mr. BT has got as he approaches the next timing beam. Should be the last runs, I think, for everybody now. So I think because the amount of yellow flags means I can't see the session timer. There's Robbie just getting out of the way. Mr. BT leaving a small margin here as he approaches the line then, Mr. BT. A 103.922, that's how you get out of the bubble. Very nicely done from him. Black Mamba's going a bit slowly. What about Florian? Currently has invalidated this one as X-Gamer is going quicker by 1/10, but he needs a bit more than that. He needs probably 2/10 to be safe. What has he got for Evora? They want to get themselves out of the bottom, but 5 drivers have to be in the drop zone, unfortunately. Look at this. In terms of field spread, we've got less, just over 6/10 of a second separating the entire field in Q1. Tremendous quality as X-Gamer goes up to P7, leaving Jackson for certain on the bubble. Carwin is the man in danger of being eliminated. If Boomye, Black Mamba and Florian can finish these ones out. The checkered flag has fallen on this first qualifying session. Boomye 800ths faster than he's been before, and that it still can be tight enough that will do it for you. Toma goes fastest on a 103.6, the first 0.6 we've seen, a 103.9 for Boomye, and gets it done right at the death of the session. What about Black Mamba? Can he get himself out of trouble? He cannot. He goes up to P16, just beating Carwin, but not quick enough to get himself out of the elimination zone. So it looks like we've got our eliminated drivers. We've got Toma fastest from Nathan. That means ERT fastest from Relentless, then ERT, then Relentless, then NLR, and Excel. So it's mouthwatering to see the top place teams right at the front, but unfortunately looks like it's Black Mamba, Carwin, Jackson, Phillips, and Florian, who we will lose from this session. So at the end of Q1, we have Toma with the fastest time, a 103.689, the only guy to get there, followed by Nathan, Samba, Jerome, Kart Racer, Killer Blue, Robbie, Reapers, X Gamer, Mr. BT, Boomye, Brent, Javi, Liam, and Gary survived, but unfortunately eliminated are Black Mamba, Carwin, Jackson, Phillips, and Florian, all for separate teams. So hopefully their colleagues will have opportunities to improve. That was your first qualifying session, and we reset all the times, we reset all the tyre choices, and we find Q2 with a little bit of extra track evolution. Anybody got nominations for what the fastest time we will see in Q2 will be? Of course, starting tyres for anybody who successfully navigates their way through Q2. So we might see people operating on mediums. We might see people pushing that little bit less. Quick reminder for you of the championship standings. Relentless, Excel, NLR, and Elite, with Evora all over 100 points, with then Evora, ADRT close together, and then very close we have the bottom four teams: CPI, ARC, DTR, and IRT. We've got some drivers heading out on track already. In fact, the first one I think is Liam out there for ARC. Timo says a 3.6 is what we'll see in this session. Excellent. Let's get your predictions in. As Liam gets himself organised and ready. Not doing a lot of tyre warming at this stage, Liam. He's on soft tyres, so perhaps not quite so essential. He's got an Alpine behind him. I think that's Boomye. On his way into the pits, strangely, he comes, I think, just getting a setup on, and he's not happy about it. So unusual to see that. But Boomye is out there on medium tyres, and will go for the first flying lap. Not an ideal position through turn one. It's all about the setup, of course, for the long straight. Abs is here, good to see, and the Alpine team working together here. Will Robbie actually get out of the way? Robbie makes his teammate go to the inside, unusually. me a sound check, folks. How's it sounding at the moment? Boomy going through the next sector here. That familiar turbo whine on the Alpine. Samba gets a 103.8 in the bank. Nice to get that one registered. A 104.203 is Boomy. I think that's going to be on the bubble, frankly, before this session is out. Brent goes second at 103.9. I think you're likely to be safe if you can get into the 103s. But Gary is over that. He's on 104.502. So Robbie hoping for the favours back from his teammate, but his I think it's a DTR car. Williams ahead. Russell joins. Wow, all the NLR boys are in the chat, right? Robbie, he was quick in the first session. He's on medium tyres now. A 113.103 is obviously a warm-up lap. Samba, Brent, Gary, Nathan only a 104.0. That may not be good enough for the Relentless team. What about Thomas? Thomas out there on the mediums as well, but he's invalidated this one. Jeroen flying the flag for Relentless, has a purple first sector. Thanos says easy 1-2 for NLR. Well, it's a pretty bold prediction. Time will tell. So Jeroen closing out the lap, and it's a 103.931. Right on the bubble there. What's next then? We've got Liam on a lap, because these first laps on the medium, perhaps these are just preparation laps. Liam towards the line then on the inside. Liam will get a 103.945, which is a nice time to get in the bank. What's Nathan up to on those mediums? A new fastest time, a 103.552 is the fastest we've seen across both sessions. Wow, on medium tyres as well, on 3-lap old medium tyres no less. Nathan might want to get a better time in on a younger set of mediums, but if he can secure pole position on that one on mediums, I think he'll be fairly happy. Liam then just on his way into the pits, as is Thomas. Killer Blue will cross the line, but it's a slow time on soft tyres. Reapers is about to set one, I think. About to start his lap goes Reapers. We haven't spent a lot of time watching our host team just yet in the Aston Martin, so let's do that now. Let's put that right. Nice and decisive entry. Pretty late turn-in, but it's working so far. Reapers, slight correction on the exit. Looks like those mediums not quite there yet. And an invalidation on the exit at turn 6, unfortunately. So that's not working. Kart Racer is just behind him on track, so maybe he can do the favours to his teammate. Just help him out. Kart Racer into the pits. Just happy out there, would say, on a live lap, but not so much. So after 6 minutes, with 6 minutes to go, Nathan fastest on soft tyres. He's put soft tyres on now. He did do that time on medium. So Nathan at 103.552. Samba second. Kart Racer, Brent, Mr. BT, Jerome, Liam, Robbie, Gary, Thomas, and then in danger of elimination, we've got Killer Blue, Boomye, X Gamer, Javi we ride with, and Reapers down there without setting a time just yet. Got lots of drivers in the pits. Not many actually out there attacking the racetrack. Robbie has invalidated. Mr. BT is out there on his own. So, Mr. BT, right on the edge. What's this one? It's a 103.808. Very nice time indeed, and should be comfortably safe. You feel, I feel. put words in everybody else's mouth. But Jerome then for Relentless on the track, likewise on his own, trying to get a nice traffic-free run here on the mediums again. Not expecting to see Nathan out again, although he's put soft tyres on. So it would be a surprise to see that for me. Rowan keeping the lap alive, and it is a 103.762, so a good improvement. Not quite up there yet. Reaper's trying to get himself out of the danger zone here. He's pretty much only got 2 chances now, including this one he's on. Purple first sector, of course, just for him, and just on the edge on the way through turn 8 and 9. Just the last one to go. Rides right on the edge of that white line, straight to the edge, and it's 103.532. A new fastest lap from Reapers. He had to do it on softs though, so it's not the best place to be strategically. Great lap from Reapers, really, really good, and I'm sure that's going to get some congratulations in the stream on the live chat. Good stuff. Kali is cheering on ERT. Not heard from Kali yet on the chat, but good to have you with us. How are we doing on likes so far, boss? I need an update on that one, because how much do I need to keep bugging people? Javi has invalidated this lap on the softs. I'm surprised to see him go round. He wouldn't really want to start the race on 2 or 3 lap old softs. Boom Yi just behind him on track, and another invalidation from Boom Yi from Javi. So let's ride with Boom Yi instead, who's on the bubble. Thomas, surprisingly for ERT, in P11 right now. He's come out on softs, so needing that extra little bit of grip. Nice, so we've got 20 people who still haven't liked the video, so come on guys, let's go. Let's do it. But thank you to all those who have. Boom Yi trying to maximise this lap. A little bit of a distraction ahead of him, the XL driver in the McLaren. Big lift through turn 7 and 8. Tries to get some of that time back that he lost from the back of the McLaren. With 1 corner to go, and it was too much, but he's gonna be forced to go again. There's no option. He has to keep pushing to try and get himself out of the elimination zone, or even just into P11. X Gamer goes P9, and that leaves Gary and Thomas right on the edge. But Thomas going 3/10 faster than he's been before. Is this good enough to see him out of the session? Looked just right on the edge of adhesion, and it's a 103.676, easily clear of everybody else on track. And now it's Gary who is trying to get himself out of that elimination zone, with Liam certainly in it. Currently in a good strategic place to start the race, P11. So slightly slower than he's been before. There's 9 seconds. I don't think he's going to get round. No, he won't get round to start another lap. So it's a bonsai, do or die final sector for Gary. 1 corner to go. Just keeps it alive. Is it enough to get him up in the order? It is to P10 for Gary, right there on the edge. But he's quickly beaten by X Gamer and dropped straight back down again. Killer Blue is on a lap. Killer Blue will try and get another XL car out of this elimination zone. They don't want both of them out here. So let's see what he's got. He's a 1/4 of a second faster than he's been before. I said 103s would be safe, and not a chance. Look at this. For field spread, just about 7/10 in a moment. But both relentless through. I think we've got both NLR cars through to the next session, and that's about it. I mean, then the rest of the drivers have got their teammates in different groups. Just going to finish off the session there with the guys. Should have some standings for you very soon. Sorry about that, Dex. I missed both the ERTs. There, of course, they are. Tomer and Samba. Yeah, good stuff. Exactly why I look for some help from the live chat. It's Reapers with the fastest time on soft tyres from Nathan on mediums. Tomer got there, but he did it on softs as well. Then Robbie, Samba on mediums, Jerome, Kart Racer, Misty BT, all the same. X Gamer had to put softs on to get himself out right at the death there with a 103.835. Brent in 10th, and we lost Gary, Javi, Liam, Killer Blue, and Boom Ye. And I will be right back with you. Don't go anywhere. So Q3, this is where the points are being decided, with Relentless heading straight out there. No messing about. The boys already lining themselves up to tow each other round and try and get it. We've got just over 10 minutes of this Q3 session to go, and this would be a great time as any to share the race on socials. It gets very competitive. I've reached fever pitch as we go through towards the dying minutes of Q3 several times this championship. Fantastic championship we've got running for us here. An immediate problem for Nathan. Does he keep his speed up and try and help his teammate out here? Because Nathan with an immediate invalidation. It's soft tyres on the Relentless cars, of course. They can afford to scrub these and use every bit of rubber left on the compound. There goes Nathan, helping his teammate along. Jerome will just rely on him getting out the way. So, Sector 1 done and dusted for Jerome. Would like to keep this one alive, of course, this lap. Beautiful, sunny, dry day in the Styrian Hills. Should mean the drivers can just focus on time trial-like driving through this session. What's it going to be for Jerome? A 103.649. How's that for a banker lap? That guy can now push like crazy, but Samba's going quickly as well. That's an invalidation, unfortunately, for Samba. Mr. BT gets a 105.925. That's just a preparation lap, I think. What about Robbie? He's been competitive today, a 103.823. I think that we'll see times near that, even down to the bottom of the order. Thomas for ERT currently. His teammate invalidated, so trying to get that banker lap in. It's going to be for Thomas and ERT. It's a 103.383 from Nathan, and we haven't seen a time anywhere near that yet. That's incredible stuff. Fantastic from Nathan. So it's Relentless on top at the moment with Nathan. Oh, Reapers sneaks in on a 4.72 into second place for Reapers for NLR. So splitting the group. Samba on a 103.453. How close are those top three times? I think they're going to get even closer, frankly, towards the end of the session. Brilliant stuff so far. Brent is pushing and just running wide, but he's managed to feather that one just enough. Brent then a 104.023. Like I say, soft tyres for everybody here. Reapers and Kart Racer working together beautifully. Reapers just making his movements very, very clear for Kart Racer to follow. Kart Racer may even get a distant tow from the other driver up ahead. I think it's Mr. BT, the only red shaded car left in the top three. Mr. BT quickly closes that option down, and Kart Racer then trying to get near or on terms with his teammate. It's Nathan, Samba, Reapers, Jeroen, Thomas, Robbie, the top six at this early stage of Q3. Kart Racer with grip to spare through the final sector. This is the first one looking good, and it's P4 right with his teammate at 103.503 for Kart Racer. Nice stuff indeed. I think Brent is he on an in-lap? Yes, he is. Jerome, the only car actually who's gone back, he's gone in and back out again already. So we see Relentless ERT, then a double NLR, Relentless ERT. Very nice and a neat order for the grid so far. So the top three teams in the championship, the top three teams in Q3 at this early stage with the first run done now. I think Jerome might well get 3 runs out of this session if he tries. very well. He's on target to do it, so let's ride with Jerome. He's got no teammate to help him out this time. Is that going to be an invalidation? It's not, but I don't think it's going to make for a very quick time. The kart racer is on his way into the pits potentially. So Jerome, yeah, 8/10 slower. I don't think he's going to keep pushing on this one. So we'll ride with Nathan, who is hoping his teammate stays about that far ahead as they start their next one. Good banter going on in the live chat. Any updates from the teams? Any debriefs from the sessions? Anything of note that you that we didn't catch on stream that you can share at least? I know many of the engineers are watching us. So Nathan just taking it super steady on this lap, trying to bring those tyres in at the last possible second. It's all about the exit here, and away then we go up the hill towards turn 1. Very late braking. 5th gear on the way out. Was that a misgear or just a glitch on my audio? Let's see. Yeah, it was about giving his teammate a lift, I think, through there. Jerome is on the lap. Nathan's given it up to his teammate for this run. I think he's happy to let his teammate try and move up the field and get closer to him. Nathan with a reasonable margin, less than a 10th though to Samba, and less than a 10th to Reapers as well. It's so tight here. Jerome is half a 10th quicker than he's been before, and a snap of oversteer on the way out will not help him get a better time. Unfortunately, Jerome then with an issue on the way through there, through sector 2, closing that one out. What's Nathan going to do? Will he go through and start another one all on his own as well? Jerome didn't stay out to help tow his teammate down this lap. Could argue he doesn't particularly need to. But the favour's really only going one way in the Relentless team so far. Although, of course, I'm sure Jerome is trying to get himself back out. But Nathan, 0.02 of a second faster through the first sector. He's obviously right on the edge of his maximum. Reapers almost wiping out his front wing end plate. Reapers is 7 thousandths faster through the first sector. So it's punch and counter punch between these two drivers, Nathan and Reapers, on this particular attempt. We've got 2 3/4 minutes left to go. Nathan has scrubbed this lap. I don't think he's going to recover from that. Reapers, let's see what he can do. One more corner before we find his next sector time. Reapers on the edge. Oh, he's had to give it up. He's had to give it up as well. They've really reached the very edge of their grip. So, who else? We've got Brent on a lap right now. There's a car ahead of him. It's not his teammate. So I don't think he can expect any favours. In fact, yes, right over on the wrong side of the track for Brent, who's going slightly quicker here. Brent on a 104.0. Certainly on target right now through the first sector to get in on terms with the front drivers. What Samba's up to as well. Is he about to close out a lap, or is he? I think he's just started a lap. Wide with Brent. It's quicker still through the next one. Is that an invalidation? It sadly is. So let's see what Samba's doing. How quick is Samba through sector 2? We'll find out just about now. He's quicker. He's quicker by 0.09 of a second. And it's a purple sector 2 as well, as he left enough grip in the tyre to see out this one. I think he just lost grip on the way through turn 9. Yeah, definitely. And unfortunately, that was an invalidation right at the very end. Kart racer invalidates right at the start as well. So It's not going to plan for the top guys. Of course, they can afford to push harder than anybody else at this point in proceedings. What's Jerome up to? He's a little bit quicker on terms with a 106 dead at the moment, which wouldn't actually help him move up, so he needs to gain more time. Good to see Justice Sass and Ryan joining us. Hey to Ryan especially, number one fan Ryan. 1.5 tenths faster now. He's gained some time, Jerome, so maybe taking the tyre a little bit easy on the first sector. Throwing the car through the final sector. Jerome to the line then. Where will this put the relentless driver? Right up on the front row. A 103.431, unaided by any kind of drafting as well. Relentless on top so far. Nathan going even faster. I wonder what Reapers can do up ahead of him on track as well. Reapers is quicker than he's been before. He's actually on target as well for a potential pole position with a fastest middle sector as well from Reapers. It's all about this one. Oh, too much through the apex, and it's not going to happen for Reapers. It's not going to happen for Kart Racer. What about Nathan though? He's quicker. It's quicker by 0.075. Nathan then to try and just strike further fear in the hearts of anybody. How close can he get to the edge? He's taking it rallycross to the line. He even goes faster across the grass, Nathan, at 103.326. Incredible stuff to see him do it in quite such a fashion. That was a lawnmower racing on the final sprint to the line for Nathan. Perhaps the only way he could keep that lap alive. I think that is Q3. I think it's relentless all the way. 1-2 for Nathan, then Jerome, ERT Samba, and then Reapers and Kart Racer for NLR 4th and 5th. Mr. BT got a good time in there, a 103.576 to leave him 6th place. Robbie, Brent, Thomas, and X Gamer make up your top 10, and they will be awarded points in that order. Incredible stuff, as I was expecting at the end of our session. Very, very tight. Just take a look at that. 5 tenths separating the top 10 as we finish up, and everybody within the 103s. And I think most people posting a 103 on time trials will be pretty happy with a day's work. So fantastic stuff from the drivers. If you're going to share the race to come on socials, make sure you get on with it now, because we'll be underway before you know it. There we go. Confirmation. Nathan with the fastest time on 103.326, 1/10 quicker than his relentless teammate Jerome. Then we have Samba, Reapers and Kart Racer, an all German NLR field today. Then Mr. BT, Robbie, Brent, Thomas, and X Gamer. Fantastic stuff to see from everybody. A little bit of comment about that grass line at the end. Certainly a new one on me, but it worked. Pays to do your homework, I suppose. So as if that wasn't enough excitement for the afternoon, we now head straight into the race. Isaac Kush is here to support NLR as well. Car Mentalist pops in. That lap from Nathan is certainly getting a lot of people commenting. Hi to Ferg as well. I haven't mentioned Ferg yet, but hi to you. Predictions for the race, guys. How many safety cars, if any, will we see? How will we fare with penalties? Who will be the first penalised driver, and which team is going to take home all the glory tonight? Will it be another one for Relentless, who are bossing this championship at the moment? Can NLR continue their climb up the field? And what about Excel and ERT? What have they got to say in retaliation? Xander saying he didn't think he could do much more than a P10. Xander, a UX gamer, just help me out with that one, make that a little bit clearer. So as we go then from the back, CPI starting right at the back of the order, and also in 6th place. So Florian at the backs, Mr. BT at the front, ADRT starting 19th with Phillips, and Javi in 12th. ARC Jackson in P18, I expect he'll be moving up the field. Did not qualify as you would expect, so coming into the race a little bit cold, but I'm sure ready to have a good one. Carwin for Evora in 17th with his teammate X Gamer in 10th. We've got Black Mamba and in 16th with his teammate Brent in 8th. IRT needing plenty of points today have Boomyi in 15th and Robbie in 17th. Excel strangely in 11th and 14th here with Killer Blue and Gary. We're about to finish up this one. I haven't got time to go through the whole field. It's such a short lap. No, we're okay for a few minutes. So let's have a look then. I mentioned we've got Liam in 10th for ARC, then ADRT's Javi, Vora's X Gamer, Toma, the furthest back placed ERT driver in 9th. And that tells you something about the way that the top 3 teams are bossing it today. We've got Brent in the Williams for DTR. Robbie for IRT up there in 7th place. Really needs to get a good result in the bag for IRT today. Mr. BT then, we've got the all NLR, both cars together, and Samba will be playing a defensive move there. He's 1 against 2 for Samba. That's an interesting position for him to be in, but on the clean side of the track, we'll hope to get away from the grid nicely. We've got a split strategy then for both NLR and Relentless cars as we head away from the line shortly. The highest placed medium driver, of course, right up there. In fact, it's a minority of drivers on the soft tyre for us, as you can see on screen. And we're about to get ourselves underway for 36 laps of the Austrian Grand Prix. Lights are on. Let's see this take effect, guys. And it's lights out, and away we go. The lobby glitch apparently causing a problem for Jeroen, who drops down the field, but it's Nathan who keeps on the attack, and Samba trying to get him back, trying to take advantage of this tow all the way down to turn 3. Reaper's going on the inside. Samba with a late move, a little bit of wheel banging. Reaper's trying to avoid action from everybody and go all the way around them, but they safely survive that first sector of the lap. Very difficult area to navigate. And it looks like we've got the NLR boys. They've all moved up, of course, because Jeroen has dropped down the order. So Reaper's getting very, very close here. He really wants that position. He's the highest placed soft runner now after Jeroen has slipped back in the order. Look at the traction difference. Samba almost doesn't get away from him as they get out of the final corner. And after lap 2, Nathan leads from Samba, Reapers and Kart Racer, Robbie, Mr. BT, Gary and Killer Blue. Excel moving up fantastically from their starting positions. 4 and 6 places gained, a total of 10 by the Excel team. Just showing their race setup and I think difference in tyre grip. Continue to fight here as Samba down to the second big stop on the track. Phillips has retired from the session early doors on the way out of turn 1. That's pretty important. A VSC has been declared for those ones, and wow, that means we will just be neutralized for a few minutes as the marshals try and clear up ADRT's Phillips Alpha Tauri car. So Nathan, Samba, Reapers, Kart Racer, Robbie, Mr. BT, Gary and Killer Blue, then followed by Thomas, who's back where he started at X Gamer in 10th. Still got that VSC in effect. Jerome, of course, down 15 places after not being able to get underway with everybody else. Sorry to say. Still under VSC conditions. Reapers getting very close here as they try and maximise their opportunities on the way out of the VSC, which will presumably come pretty soon. No penalties on the grid, and here we go. Green flag, and we're away. And it's not at a great place to restart the race as they head into the fast double left-hander of turn 6 and 7. Will the medium runners be suffering a little bit of tyre reheat issues on the way through this first restart lap? DRS, of course, immediately enabled. But Reapers will have an issue trying to catch Samba because Samba's also got that DRS engaged. That exit from turn 1 won't help as Nathan is trying to gap Samba. It's not quite happening. Samba looking more likely to overtake than Reapers currently. Maybe Reapers keeping a little bit left in the tank for the next part of the lap. Yeah, here comes Reapers. Is any one of these top 3 going to dare have a go? Not quite. Reapers going to have to start protecting those soft tyres pretty soon. So it's now or never really, unless he wants to shorten his first stint considerably. Should be on for a one-stopper here tonight, this afternoon, sorry, in the race. About to complete lap 4. NLR still line astern on track, the only teammates up front who made it there, but it looks like XL also helping each other along a little bit. Right at the front, of course, less than a second separating every driver from first all the way down to 10th place. Make that now, it's just switched all the way down to P18 with Just Black Mamba at the back. And there's a new poll in the live chat. Here comes Reapers, he's very close now, but that DRS train becoming a problem. Reapers should hope for a good exit out of turn 5. Just not close enough as he closes in towards turn 6, and it just ekes out again as he loses aero performance. 3/10 separating Reapers and Samba now. Florian picks up the first penalty. I don't know if anybody voted for Florian to get the first penalty, but there it is, down in P18 at the moment as Carwin is dropping down. It's got an issue coming through turn 9. You can see, forgive me concentrating on this battle, but it feels like something big's about to happen with these guys. Samba still catching, just shaping to the inside, but Nathan wasn't going to be fooled by a move coming from that far back. That compromises Samba's exit out of turn 3. So what will Reapers have? He's going around the outside. In fact, he's blocked in by slightly, I think, glitching Relentless car as they all go 3 across in through turn 5. Samba holds on, but will he hold on to through into turn 8? He just about does. They're so close to one another, Samba and Reapers. Reapers giving up a warning on the inside of that corner, and Samba and Reapers getting by Nathan there in the in lap 6. Oh, and around goes Reapers. Yes, Reapers around on the start-finish straight. Not what he's wanting to see at all. So he will drop down. That hands it back to Kart Racer, who's in 3rd place and going for the honours for NLR alone. Here comes Nathan on the inside, takes the racing line through turn 2. And successfully back past Samba, who will have the right to reply, no doubt, as they go down towards turn 4. Trying to hang on round the outside, they rub wheels. This will hand a bit of a momentum to the NLR driver again. They go round the inside this time. Nathan on to turn 7. Can he hold on as they go into turn 8? Yes. Sorry, turn 6 and 7. Manages to hang on. The rest of the field coming with these guys because they're getting closer and closer. And there comes Samba. Can't really get through on these two turns, but you can get close enough to have a go into turn 1 on the next lap around, lap 7 already. And this time Robbie getting closer and closer to Kart Racer. These are all on medium tyres, and you fancy now perhaps the pendulum swinging towards that medium tyre. Samba took right up, forced to go around the outside by Nathan, but he's already back through. Nathan's going to lose out, the only one of this group without DRS, and they try and navigate turn 2 safely, but Nathan hung out to dry really from all the DRS driving cars. He gets it himself now, so we'll have a chance to go back, but that was a double overtake by Kart Racer and Robbie on Nathan. Samba enjoying that one in his mirrors because he was completely uninvolved there, and will start to try and open up that gap for ERT. This is good for the championship to see Relentless dropping back, but only for the neutrals in the crowd, of course. Brilliant stuff from the drivers. Very well controlled, and they remain a tightly bunched field even into lap 8. So Nathan trying to come back. You can see Excel in the background now. There's 2 papaya orange McLarens trying to come back at the field as they bring themselves further and further into contention, but Gary's tyres will be getting towards the end of their life. We haven't seen a pit stop yet from anybody. Jerome is up to 13th as Robbie is under attack from, no, he's attacking Kart Racer around the outside. Kart Racer just having his racing line, a little bit of contact. Again, that hands the momentum to Nathan, who will come down the inside against Robbie. Will he? Kart Racer trying to take the middle line, but of course he's leaving the outside open to IRT. Robbie being passed by Nathan. Another fantastic moment from the boys there as they just about survive this one. They all know what's at stake. Samba stretching his lead to nearly 3/4 of a second now. Confirm that, and trying to get out of DRS. Lap 10 begins, and Samba leads from Kart Racer and Nathan. Robbie, Mr. BT, Gary, Killer Blue, Thomas, Liam, Brent, your top 10 as Reapers and Jerome have found each other on track, 11th and 12th. Reapers not able to get back in contention on this race, just trying to hold those tyres as long as possible. Samba not able to get away from Kart Racer. The DRS so powerful down this track, and in fact Jerome and X Gamer are contending for 12th place right now. We've got Nathan trying to get back to the front of this field. I'll pulse it to Nathan. Lap 11 ticks by yet again. And Nathan coming back. It's Kart Racer for the lead. Kart Racer against Samba for the lead as they go through the turn 2 complex. Kart Racer will have an opportunity to get away from this group now because he's got DRS. Oh dear, Samba misjudging the braking zone and runs into the back of Kart Racer, who manages to hold on despite being brutally treated. Samba struggling as he damaged that front wing maybe. He's certainly vulnerable and dropping down. He was in the lead just 2-3 corners ago. He's now suffering, really suffering here. He's shaping to come into the pits. Will that mean, yes, ERT in the pits first on the medium tyre? I think that's a front wing change. Let's watch with him and see what happens in the pits. See if that was a little bit of damage. So the first pit stop for a medium runner, far from ideal. Will this be a front wing change? Yes, they're prepared for a front wing change. Unfortunately, it was enough to damage that front wing as Gary, Killer Blue for Excel, now the top team pairing in the order. And who would have said that after qualifying? By lap 12, we're into the second third of the race now, and the soft runners still haven't pitted. Samba's having to put softs on. Will he go for a medium soft, or will he be able to get the remainder of this race done on those soft tyres? I would doubt it. I was half expecting him to put on hard tyres, to be honest. I know that they won't work around here, but we've yet to see a safety car on lap 12. Could work out well for Samba, who goes from first to last in the space of a few laps. I have to mention that I didn't talk about Carwin's retirement. Now it's time for Nathan to come back and try and get his lead. What will Kart Racer do in defence? Will he spend away on the ERS or allow the place to go relatively easy? Here he comes then down the inside. Nice, easy DRS pass. Cooperation from both drivers. So Nathan retakes the lead on lap 13. He's got that second boost of DRS, so it's always useful to get the job done into turn 2 if you can. Kart Racer unable to retaliate at this stage of the lap 13. Robbie up to third, and as I said before, IRT desperately in need of points to get them off the bottom of the championship standings. A team of that calibre will not be happy to see themselves at the bottom of any standings ever, I don't imagine. So they'll be wanting to rectify that pretty quickly. Robbie now on the offensive. I think Jerome, is he heading into the pits off those soft tyres on lap 12 on those softs? He must be, surely, yes, I think he is. It just took a long time for the pit notification to come up. Thankfully, Jerome for Relentless then. He'll put mediums on, I think. Oh, again, we see Robbie. We can see, I don't think there'll be much diffuser left on Kart Racers Aston Martin at this stage. Samba immediately with the fastest lap on those new softs. Kart Racer coming back at Nathan, and again another tap in the rear. Kart Racer's got to be wondering what anyone's got against that diffuser. That was more contact with the rear tyre that could result in a puncture. Perhaps his braking is a little bit different to the others, and it's catching them by surprise. A virtual safety car on this lap 14 will almost guarantee that those soft runners will come into the pits. Nobody else making a move except Kart Racer having a little look. Here in comes Gary then. Yeah, Thomas as well. The soft runners that were waiting for this opportunity to make a cheap pit stop. This is obviously going to help out the cars that had just stopped. Samba, Jerome, Reapers to make up ground a little bit further up the field. We're still under VSC. This Kart Racer trying to stay as close as possible to the driver in front. Harley saying that Reapers went round again, presumably some sort of spin, unfortunately. And yeah, Nathan calling out Mr. BT for doing well here. Don't think it's Nathan, the driver, Nathan, who's in the lead of the race, unless he just stopped by while they were VSC. We're back to green flag racing, lap 15. So the soft tyres all stopped. Samba, of course, was started on mediums, so they've all made a stop. The top group, top 10, all on the same tyre they started on, the medium tyre. And that sees Nathan, kart racer, Robbie, Mr. BT and Killer Blue, Liam, Boomye, Brent and Jackson and Black Mamba. Your top 10 yet to stop. Field's starting to spread out now, about half a lap between first and last on the track. Reapers and Jeroen 16th and 17th on clean new mediums, just bringing them into order. Let's have a look at the gap to the leader at this point and see what kind of a difference they're going to have to make up. It's a 32-second difference for Reaper and Jeroen, a little bit extra for Jeroen there. It's something of a mystery as to the VSC cause. Oh, Robbie going wide. Robbie wide, and that's going to open the door to Mr. BT behind. Robbie just about back under control. I think he's going to maintain that advantage now. Perhaps a little early to expect the mediums to be going off. Kart racer now starts the lap a quarter of a second behind Nathan. Will they cooperate once again? He's got a good run here. He's got the inside as they approach turn 2. And again, job done into turn 2. This time kart racer retaking the lead on lap 17. Tries to get away now from Nathan, who gets DRS back. Will Nathan have a go? Not quite. So kart racer will manage to continue through the rest of this lap, I think, as Robbie closing in on the back of Nathan. All these drivers at the front of the field fighting on the same tyre. Black Mamba's dropped down 2 places behind Thomas and Gary, who are on clean new mediums there. If you're wondering, I have no idea why I've started calling them clean. I'll try and stop. Killer Blue is close as well behind the car in front, which is Mr. BT. No way by though for Killer Blue just yet, although he closes very tightly behind Mr. BT. He'll have another spell of DRS as they go down towards turn 4. Just not enough. The medium runners here at the front not wanting to push their cars too hard right now. Trying to eke out that tyre life to get them comfortably into the window for the soft tyre to run to the end, which will be about 12 to go. Going to make I guess that's a comfortable place, but a few more than that might be possible now that the cars will be lighter on fuel. At 19, kart racer leads from Nathan, who's closing. Robbie, Mr. BT, Killer Blue, Liam, different teams look in the top 6. Actually now IRT with the top 2, with the top team result at this point. Immortal cheering on NLR, hoping that Reapers, who's now got by Jeroen in fact down there, so Reapers 15th, Jeroen 16th. They're on the different strategy. Soft start, medium to finish. Reapers though, just as I say so, gets a 3-second penalty. Nathan has got one and Robbie has got one too. So kart racer in a good position here, as is Mr. BT, to make up some positions if things stay as they are. Quite often when the drivers are so close in performance, it is just that tiny margins of track limits that can separate them come the end of a 50% race. It looks like kart racer shaping for the pits, is he? Yes, kart racer into the pits on lap 19. So looking to get a decent amount of laps, 17 out of the next set of tyres he puts on, which I'm assuming will be softs. Hoping to get away from the field. Has his engineer spotted a gap for him to slot into? Will that be the gap between 13th and 14th potentially? Let's have a look. Gap to leader. I think that might be what they're aiming for. The gap behind Black Mamba and ahead of Florian. Don't let Reapers and Jerome get by. Perhaps that's what the engineer is working on. Robbie then, the first guy with the DRS, on track at this stage. Where does Kart Racer come out? Is he out and back running? He is. In fact, he made it to 11th, beating out Samba. That's going to be an interesting one to keep an eye on. If these guys aren't going to go and battle too hard, let's have a look at Samba and Kart Racer. Kart Racer getting away quite comfortably at this point. Fresh softs, but a really good gap for Kart Racer to come into. Mr. BT, Killer Blue's going to take the lead as the rest of the drivers pit, wary of the undercut from Kart Racer. So let's see what happens when they all come out relative to Kart Racer. Where is he right now? And who will come out in front or behind of him? Kind of an outlap was this. We saw an overtake just going on just ahead of the group. Kart Racer looks to be out in front of Nathan. Yes, he does. Survives that one. So the undercut working. Nathan coming out in second. Samba now has slotted back in between Nathan and Robbie after the pit stops. But Samba with another pit stop yet to make. Will, I'm sure, be heading in for softs again. Probably split this, do 10 or 11 laps on each stint. So Samba still needs to regain a pit stop. Kart Racer, Nathan and Robbie, Mr. BT and Liam, your de facto front group, as Killer Blue, Boomye, Brent, Thomas and Jackson. Well, except Thomas will need to pit again. Thomas has a good gap here and has found some good pace in the middle sector of this race, and should be fine to go to the end relative to everybody else. Killer Blue and Brent in the pits. Boomye refuses another pit stop, and it's now Thomas from Jackson. Is it? No. Boomye, Thomas and Jackson, with Gary in there as well in the mix. Kart Racer closing in on Gary. Gary passing Jackson, we see up ahead. So a nice clean overtake as he wants to get as far away from Kart Racer and Nathan as possible. Another overtake going on. Kart Racer on Jackson behind. Out of 22, and it's all happening. In fact, so much is happening. Oh, and that's a car off in the background. It's Jackson. He didn't survive qualifying. He doesn't survive the race. It's a VSC. It's a full safety car, and that's going to really affect things. Boomye will be thanking his lucky stars. Does he just about get into the pits? Yes. Wow. Right on the edge of it being convenient for him, but he's in the pits. Boomye. This will help him regain some track positions. Thomas takes the lead. Gary from Kart Racer, Nathan, Robbie, anybody else taking that pit stop. Samba, of course, gets that cheaper pit stop, and it's all happening with Jackson heading off in the background. I didn't see if he fell or if he was pushed, but that's what happened. It was Jackson who went. Jackson has triggered the first full safety car of this race with just 13 to go, and the soft runners looking in a good place, especially those third downwards who've gone through a heat cycle. Those softs should be really good for the end of the race. Thomas trying to hold on, will try and hang on now, and he'll be grateful that he's got Gary behind him to act as a buffer on that first restart lap. But if it wasn't a good enough race for you up until this point, I'm sure it's about to get very, very spicy at the end of this one. The field is quite far spread, so it's going to be a while before the safety car is out and done. Time enough to like the video if you haven't yet today. Time enough to follow us, neverlastracing and Webber Red 5 on Twitter. And of course to share this race while you're out there. Share it with any of the teammates that are not watching. just yet, or any of your team's followers. Kart Racer just slipping back behind Nathan. Strangely, did he go off track? And that was a legal overtake? Was he off track? Tyre warming. I'd love to hear from team boss Harley if that is indeed the case. So of course this gives a bit of a pass to any of the drivers caught up in issues earlier, thinking especially of Samba, Jerome, Reapers. Jerome of course suffering perhaps the most innocently out of everybody, as he had a timing glitch on his start lights and ended up at the back. He did of course qualify second on an all relentless front row. Thomas would love to take this for ERT. Robbie and Boomye will definitely enjoy the points for IRT. And seeing Relentless in 3rd and 12th might be good for the championship overall. Sorry, Harley. Yeah, I just wanted to know if Kart Racer went off track warming the tyres because he slipped back behind Nathan, and I couldn't quite explain why under the safety car conditions. Is that what happened? Thomas will take the restart shortly. Is it soon enough now that Havik has joined the back of the order? I don't think it is. I think we'll go round again. Yeah, lights are still on that safety car, unfortunately. And Liam claims possibly a game glitch, seeing Nathan and Kart Racer allowed past each other. So my only explanation was that perhaps Kart Racer was overzealous in his tyre warming and temporarily went off track. But of course we've got 11 laps hopefully to settle all the scores. Okay, right, thank you guys. Yeah, so the game told Kart Racer to let Nathan by. Hopefully the stewards can work that one out, but of course we'll have a restart and it'll be very difficult to reorganise all of that. Let's check in with the penalties. 3 on Gary, 6 on Nathan, 3 each for Robbie, Mr. BT, Liam, Reapers, X-Gamer. You can see the rest of the penalties in play. Kart Racer, Thomas, Killer Blue, Boomty, Samba, Jerome and Brent all racing without penalties. Try and bear that in mind as we take the restart very soon. So soft tyres, 3rd down to 13th, medium at the front. Softs will be good for the first half of the remainder of this lap, this race, and then mediums will come back to them. We've got a first of our penalties for collisions. Hopefully Reaper's able to continue after it would appear he's been hit by Florian. Waiting for Thomas to go smoothly and once only, if he can, to stop any issues. And there we go. We saw the moment Thomas went. He caught XL Gary napping slightly. Nathan on his gearbox. Kart Racer going to go for a dive bomb, is he, into turn 1? Not quite. And Nathan will try and get him on the next one. Oh, squeezed out of the racetrack by Gary. I hope he didn't see him come. The game is glitching slightly there for Nathan and Gary. You can see them just jump across the screen slightly there. Nathan having to be very careful as he tries to get past, and now will slipstream all the way down the hill towards turn 4. Will anybody have a go? Not quite. Everybody playing quite nicely at this point. There's perhaps, now that there's 10 laps to go, people realizing that it can't all be won in this first restart lap, as they perhaps would on a 5-lap restart. We often see that kind of situation happening. Nathan, of course, on those good soft tyres. Samba gets another penalty. That's not going to help his climb back through the race. So Nathan on Gary. You're hoping Gary won't squeeze him out like the last time they went down the hill on the first part of the racetrack. Gary all over the place. Tank slapper on the way out of turn 1. Easy pass for Nathan. Will it open the door to Kart Racer as well? I think it might do. Kart Racer's going to try around the outside. Gary closing off that braking zone. I don't like to see that, but it's apparently a legitimate technique nowadays. So Gary using the inside of the racetrack. Kart Racer to the outside. Will he be given a little bit more room? He gets fully alongside. Let's hope they can avoid contact on the way out, and Kart Racer does it the difficult, hard way around the outside successfully by. But of course, Gary fighting hard, opens the door to Robbie, who just about keeps the car in the right direction, but he's lost all the momentum as Gary, Mr. BT, Liam, Killer Blue, all getting by. Robbie suffering now, big time, losing out to Samba on dirty tyres, who's got the inside line on this as they go into turn 9. Samba almost getting tagged by his teammate Boomye. Such is his fall from grace. Robbie really suffering there, and perhaps the innocent party in what was a complete mugging following Gary trying to defend and keep him wide. Robbie stuck his nose perhaps where it didn't belong, but there was a gap and he went for it, and who can fault him on that one? Nathan then now has the chance to battle for the lead once again from Toma. Toma needs to hold on for a while. Toma defends to the inside, they touch. Toma spun around because he's just trying to, I think, push the attacking driver wide. Toma can't get the car into reverse sufficiently, and Toma all the way down to P16. I only saw the tail end of that one, but it did look like Nathan had the corner. It was his, I think, but I'm sure the teams will argue about that one. Kart Racer, the highest clean driver with no penalties, now in second place on the soft tyres, and with a gap behind him, he can comfortably just put eyes forward and go for it towards the end of this one. Gary is on the defensive. Mr. BT up to third place, and who would begrudge CPI a good result out of this one tonight? Suffering a little bit from derating down the straight. He's going to use the middle of the road. The door opens. There's three cars going for it down into turn 2. Looks like Mr. BT just holding on, and they'll continue going 3 wide. A new 3 this time as they go down the hill towards turn 4. Mr. BT trying to hang on once again, but the Killer Blue getting, I think, 3 places in the space of 2 corners. Mr. BT with that inside line through turn 5. Brilliant stuff from the drivers here as they head into turn 6 and just about all survive it. Tiny fine margins at play here as now Samba from close to the back is back up to P6 with great pace and a good set of tyres on the car as well. This one's going to run and run right to the end, I think, as the drivers all know it's their team reputations on the line. Nathan leads from Kart Racer, who's going to have a go, I think, as they get through turn 1 successfully. Kart Racer has DRS all to himself as he pulls away from Killer Blue. Mr. BT behind. I think Liam's gonna try. Look at this battle as they head into turn 2. Mr. BT getting swamped around the outside. Liam gets him as he tries to overtake Killer Blue as well. The lead one of this group is always going to suffer as now Samba to the inside of Mr. BT, who just saw him come in at the last moment. Will they leave enough room for each other? Not quite. Samba getting the elbows out on the way out of turn 5, and they head towards turn 6, having all sorted it out in the end. Now it's Nathan, Kart Racer, Liam, Killer Blue, Samba, Mr. BT, and Gary, with the IRT pairing of Robbie and Boomye at the behind them. Reapers in 10th as well. Will the IRT boys continue to play nice? They're some of the closest drivers together on track. So Killer Blue on Liam is the next battle, but Samba close behind, closer you would say. Killer Blue trying to resist. He goes for a late lunge down the inside. Looking good. Great move from Killer Blue, but the ARC driver in the Ferrari battling back. Liam is vulnerable to Samba, and they he gets overtaken twice in 2 corners. Samba hits the back of Excel's car as he cleared out his front wing again. Samba looked to completely lose traction there on the way out. He's just about recovered the car. I wonder if he's caused himself a little bit of damage, hitting the back of a driver once again. And now we've got a yellow flag in Sector 2. Looks like one of the Williams team, the DTR team, suffering. Who's that? Right at the back. It must be Black Mamba in the order. Black Mamba back under racing speed, though, and has managed to survive this one. Kart Racer, Brent and Thomas, the only drivers without penalties to pay at the end of this race. But the race is still young. There's 4 laps still to go, and we've got overtake after overtake happening further back here. This is the battle for 3rd place in the standings. Samba is going to have another go. He's obviously very, very late on the brakes, giving up a little bit of apex speed for corner approach. Further back, what have we got here? Robbie on Gary. Robbie on the inside gets 7th place, I think, there comfortably from Gary. He's got a good run on the way out. Up ahead, Killer Blue chasing down Samba. I don't know where to look. This is crazy times. Nathan leads from Kart Racer, but those should reverse if Kart Racer can stay away from those track limits with no heroics and resist the urge to try and win it on track. People all over the circuit, Robbie and Gary, as they try and hold off one another. Looks like Boomye is going to have a go. Yeah, down the start-finish straight on Gary, who derates towards Gary, shutting out the braking zone of a driver once again. And his team might want to have a little chat about that, because that's a quick way to end up with penalties and end your way out of a race. Gary trying yet again to minimise his opponent's opportunity. Pushes the IRT driver off track. Reaper's the beneficiary. Boomye won't be happy, but it's Reapers who has the chance around the outside as Gary closes that zone off once again. Reapers gets by Gary, and Boomye loses out more than anybody. Boomye touches the back of Gary, perhaps getting a little impatient and dropping down the order. Kart Racer has taken the lead of the race on lap 33 from Nathan. Kart Racer got it done. He didn't need to at this point, but he might be on 2 warnings, so he might feel the need to get the opportunity. So the front 2 really stretching their lead here. They're on the optimal strategy on these softs at the end. They're getting a bit old now, but they've only got to last 2 more complete laps. Gary slips down to 9th, and guess who's first behind him? Boomye again. Nathan taking a slightly wider line on the way into the corner. What about Samba? Is he going to be clear of Killer Blue? Could have NLR Relentless ERT as our podium. Lots of arguments, as you would only expect in the live chat. I can't keep up with them if people write long comments like this. I'm going to focus on the track as Nathan, 2 tenths now behind Kart Racer after the 2 bouts of DRS. I wonder what the ERS situation is between these 2 drivers. Should we have a quick check? I don't like to give away telemetry. Nathan, 30%. Kart Racer, 68. You've got to say advantage Kart Racer, especially given the difference in penalties. Does Kart Racer decide to give this one up? Let him round the outside. He does. In fact, Nathan almost trips up going round Kart Racer. But Nathan retakes the lead on lap 35. We've got Mr. BT and Liam moving up past Reapers, have we? Or is it just Mr. BT and Liam fighting? Let's have a look further down. There we go, into turn 3. Mr. BT, he likes that inside line for grip through turn 5. Turn 6 just about leaves the tiniest gap on the inside. So a nice defence from Mr. BT. Robbie coming back at Reapers and Liam as well. I don't know how to call this one between these 4 drivers for what, 5th place onwards. Kart Racer 4 tenths, 5 tenths away from Nathan at the front of the race as they start their final lap now, and they'll be heading down towards turn 2. Kart Racer on the inside, Nathan on the outside. Will he try it all for a comeback down the next straight? Kart Racer getting the lead when it counts most on the final lap. Can he defend though from Nathan? We know Kart Racer's got more ERS. Oh, Nathan almost runs into the back of Kart Racer, but not quite. Kart Racer on a very low connection, but managing to secure this one. I think Kart Racer will hold on, but it's Killer Blue in 3rd place from Samba. Further back, let's watch as the leaders come through the final 2 turns. They head down towards turn 9. There's really no way through here unless someone makes a mistake. Will it be Kart Racer towards the line? Kart Racer will take the win for NLR right up against the pit wall. Relentless in 2nd, and XL move up to 2nd with Samba in 3rd after Nathan's double penalty. Liam getting 5th place for ARC is a great haul of points for ARC. Mr. BT, too many penalties, drop him down to 6th place, but Reapers for NLR coming in 7th place with the highest team score going to NLR tonight. Brent in 8th, Robbie in 9th gets points for IRT, but not too many of them. Gary in 10th. X-Gamer moves up for Evora in 11th, then Javi, Boomji, Jeroen, Black Mamba crosses the line around about now, and we will see Toma take the line. I wonder what that will do. Will he get past Black Mamba? He does, so 15th for Toma. And then CPI Driver was the final one to finish the race. Wow. Fantastic finish to this one. I mean, fantastic all of it, frankly. Killer Blue gets Driver of the Day, and I don't think anyone would argue with that with the number of places he's gained. Fantastic stuff from this championship. Continues to give great racing and a good win for NLR once again in this championship. I think that's 3 wins out of 7 races for NLR, and the highest team score tonight will help them as they move up the championship. There goes our 2nd place driver, Killer Blue, for XL, recovering some points for the team after a poor qualifying. Brilliant stuff. 5th to 1st for Kart Racer, and it was just Jeroen there for the fastest lap in 14th place at 4.2. Sorry, Killer Blue, Samba making it all the way back up after that issue earlier in the race that left him nearly last. Samba up to 3rd, back where he started. Relentless, they got pole and 2nd place in the qualifying session, but can only get 4th from Nathan. Then Liam, Mr. BT with a good showing. Reapers, Brent, Robbie for IRT getting good points. XL, X-Gamer, XL Gary's 10th, X-Gamer, ADRT, Boomyi, Jeroen, Oni Toma, Black Mamba and Florian were our finishers, and we were sad to see the back of Jackson, Carwin and Phillips, but 17 finishes to your race. I hope you've enjoyed this one. I certainly have. I hope that you will be back for more at the same time next week. This championship took a long time to get going to this point because of alternating with on-track Grand Prix action, but now it's thick and fast as we see out the end of this championship. We'll have the standings for you midweek, I think. Harley will get you the standings, but a tremendous result there for the hosts NLR as they continue their climb up the championship. Didn't start too well, but it's going much better lately. I hope you've been enjoying the coverage tonight. My name is Webbo. You can find me all across socials, Discord, everything. If you do want to book me for commentary, but a big thank you to Harley for running the show today and the live chat. Big thank you to everybody who contributed, all the audience. I've mentioned nearly everybody, I think. Maybe not Mark. I didn't mention Mark, so sorry about that. But yeah, to everybody who has taken the time to share the championship, to like the videos, subscribe to the channel, and all the normal good stuff that you're used to people asking for. But congratulations to NLR for another race win, and to everyone who brought the car home on a difficult day of racing. Well, like I say, See you all this time next week, and yeah, we will catch you all on the next.